Okay, good morning everyone. So with respect to our last class, we have come across to know with respect to this software evolution and what do you mean by servicing as a term, what do you mean by phase out. So similarly, we have even come across in our last class to know regarding legacy systems. Okay, so in short, to tell regarding legacy systems is nothing but as I had discussed yesterday with the video, I had said you that legacy systems are nothing but older systems. Okay, which are usually with the older development we are not continuing the same. Okay, so we either over a period of time only just will be correcting errors of it and we will be republicizing it, else we will be changing some of the functionality and we will reframe it, or else we refurbish it and we deliver it into the market. Okay, else either we phase it out, we say that it's a retirement of that particular software and it has been retired, it's no more with the usage that. So such systems we call it across as a legacy system. So this also has certain layers with respect to your legacy system layers. Yesterday we have discussed regarding this, wherein it starts across with the hardware, platform and infrastructure software, application software, business processes. So this as a whole, I can call it as a legacy system. Else I can term it across as a socio-technical system there. Okay, so socio-technical system is nothing but because legacy systems are already run in the market, they have already fetched across with the goodwill in the market, whatever it has to be reframed there. Okay, so that's why we call it across as a socio-technical system there. Okay, so followed out with that, with respect to a legacy system, so there are 4 different ways of grading that particular legacy system there. Okay, that is based on the business value and the quality of that particular legacy system there. Okay, what are those 4 different way of system assessments are? You can just come across with this particular figure over here on the screen. So one is either if that particular legacy system has a low business value and a low quality. This is one type of a grading which we say. Okay, else a second type of grading is, of course we say that it has a low business value, but it has a very high quality there. Okay, it has a very high quality. So that's a second way of assessing a particular system there. Okay, that's with low business value and high quality. Okay, one more is wherein I just say that it has a high business value, okay, but it has a low quality. Okay, else the last one wherein I say it has a high business value and high quality. So in this 4 system assessment, what we are about to come across to a conclusion is, should we tear it across, or should we look out for a phase out of that particular software, or should we do it with the equivalent servicing of that particular software, or else shall we include some new respective functionality to that and release back in the market. Okay, if it has a low business value and a low quality, then of course we have to give inputs to both of the sides, that is business value should also be increased and quality should also be increased. So that's why we can keep it across in a phase out as a phase there. Okay, so over a period of time let it be the same, because I cannot only just if I increase the quality also it has a low business value, so that's why it will not have that particular value what it has to get into the market there. Okay, else the second one is you have to, you are very much sure that it is very high quality software there. Okay, but whereas you say that it has a very low business value. So when it is a high quality and a low business value, so high quality says that the quality of that particular software, okay, happens to be high. Okay, and wherein I say that it has a low business value. So in such case what you can do is we can increase the respective business value. So business value can be increased by marketing, else advertising, else it can be the terms like, for example, I can start refurbishing it with an external view of the software interface of that particular software and other things. Okay, yes, the third one wherein I just say that it has a very high business value, it has attained the market level there, but it is little bit low quality. So in such kind of a thing you can increase some functionality of that particular software by increasing the quality of the software. Of course I can just say that it is good to be there in that respective market. Okay, at the last one wherein I just say that it has a high business value and a high quality. So when it has both of the things, so at that time be very sure that you are maintaining this particular software over a period of time. You are not, you did not change anything out of it, but just you, at equal intervals of time, just see across with the bugs, fix those bugs, errors and other things, and make it available in the respective market. Okay, so this is one. So the same things are being look across here with the legacy system categories just now as I said to you. If it has low quality, both of them are low, then the system should be scrapped. Okay, then low quality, as I said to you just now, high quality, low business value, high quality, high business value. Okay, so mainly the issues which we are addressing across in a business value assessment is the use of a system. Okay, so who is using it? So whether it is being used occasionally or by a small number of people. Okay, they may have a low business value. Okay, yes, the second one is the business processes that are supported by that particular system. Okay, so that's the second one, which we look across with as an issue there. Okay, then the third one is system dependability. Okay, if a system is not dependable and the problems directly affect the business processes, business customers, the system has a low business value there. Okay, that's a system dependability. Then the last one is system outputs there. System output says that if the business depends on system outputs, then the system has a very high business value. Okay, so these are all the issues with respect to your business value assessment there. Okay, so let us come across with the next categorization, and that's called out as software maintenance there. Okay, so what's the software maintenance? Software maintenance is modifying a program after it has been put into use. Okay, the term is mostly used for changing custom software there. Generic software products are said to evolve to create a new versions there. Okay, new versions are being created across. Okay, for a software maintenance does not normally involve major changes. Okay, keep that in mind to the system's architecture. The changes are implemented by modifying the existing components and adding some new components there. As I said, some new very minor components have been added across to the respective system. Okay. The types of maintenance which we look across are, there are three types of maintenance which we are looking across. One is fault repairs, that is you are changing the system to fix the bugs, vulnerabilities, correct the deficiencies in the way meets its requirements there. Okay. Yes, the second one is environmental adaptation. So environmental adaptation is the case wherein you are maintaining maintenance to adapt the software to a different operating system. Okay, changing the system so that it operates in a different environment, that is like a computer operating system, etc., from its initial implementation. Okay, that's an environmental adaptation there. Okay, and then comes the third one is the types of maintenance wherein it says across as functionality addition and modification, modifying the system to satisfy new requirements there. Okay, you are modifying the system to satisfy its respective new requirements, whatever new requirements are there, that has been satisfied across. Okay, so for this, these are the three types of maintenance which we'll be looking across. Okay, for any respective software system there. So followed out with that, we come across with a small term called out as re-engineering. Okay, what do you mean by re-engineering? Re-engineering is almost and one step ahead to your software maintenance there, wherein it says that you have a original program with you. Okay, you translate that particular source code. Okay, then you apply reverse engineering to it, you document that particular program. Okay, you do program modularization. Okay, you have a re-engineered program with you. Okay, data re-engineering is there. Okay, through this data re-engineering has re-engineered program and original data. Okay, this thing we call it across as a re-engineered data with us. Okay, wherein we have a program modularization, that is where we start changing little bit with that respective program. So for that, the input comes from a restructured program. Okay, for this restructured program, as we translate this particular source code, we have a program structure improvement there. Okay, so we are improving a program structure there. Okay, so that improvement wherein we term it across as with a restructured program there. Okay, so this gives with a beep towards program modularization. Okay, where we have across with a re-engineered program, then data re-engineering. Okay, then we have with the original data. Okay, so that is with respect to the things whatever we want to say across with this particular re-engineering process. Okay, so this is all with respect to this particular module. Okay, so in this module you guys have come across with software testing, software evolution, software maintenance. These are the three very important terminologies which you have learned in this particular module there. Okay, I hope so you have got across to know. Okay, so with the doubts we'll come across with the class there. Thank you.